Welcome to episode 13 of Lost Signals. My name is Darrell. I'm joined with JD.
How you doing?
I'm well, I think.
I didn't mean to catch you off guard.
That's the sort of question that day to day or even hour to hour.
Oh, I know.
Could be a very different answer.
Yeah.
Today was okay. Kind of chilled out and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How are you, buddy?
Well, it's good. I'm good. I have the weird schedule where Wednesday is my Saturday, so I had a day off. I was able to get some stuff done, clean around the house, and work on a couple of projects. So no, I'm doing all right.
That's good. Days off are good. Just
days off are good.
Yeah, just because sometimes working sucks, but regardless, it's all good. Yeah. I even have notes, and I fucking forgot exactly where we're going to start off today.
Well, I can give you a quick update on something while you grab your notes here.
Sure.
Shot number 2 is next Wednesday.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So that's all the COVID I want to talk about, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah. I don't even know when I'm getting my second one yet, but it should be soon. So yeah, that's it. That's all we're talking about this week. Perfect.
Yeah, that's it. Done. Yep.
So how about the big news that's entertainment exciting news that kind of got announced yesterday? Rob Zombie is directing a Munsters movie.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Fucking Rob Zombie doing a Munsters movie? Like,
he's been a fan of the Munsters for decades. Eons.
Who hasn't been, really?
Yeah.
It's honestly, that show is only on, I think, 3 seasons, but it's timeless. You know, like you can go back and watch it. I mean, of course, some stuff's corny and, but like it's so good. Like even the original stuff. I know they tried to remake it and they made a couple movies here and there, but
of the Munsters?
Yeah. I looked into it a little bit. I can't and there's somebody tried to do a reboot of the TV show a couple years ago, and it never got past the pilot stage. So it's like, but I mean, if somebody like Rob Zombie is attached to it, I think it's gonna be good. I mean, there's no reason for it not to be good, right? Like,
yeah. So, anyone who unfamiliar with the Munsters, and first of all, hello Kit Kat, hello in the chat. Anyone unfamiliar with the Munsters, it's not like the Addams Family where things are just weird and kooky, just like the theme song suggests. The Munsters were basically a middle America picket fence loving family. Yes, they were odd. Yes, we're talking about Frankenstein. Yes, we're talking about other monsters, but they very much loved each other. So like oh my goodness, it's gonna be interesting because Rob Zombie has always been a huge fan of the Munsters, so much so that one of his most popular songs, Dragula, is about Grandpa Munster's car, which was called the Dragula. So it'll be interesting to see, like, is this going to be a love letter to the Munsters and the fans of the Munsters, or is this going to be, are we looking at like the picket fence family meets, what are those characters that movie series that he's done?
Oh, like House of a Thousand Corpses, like
that's the one, yeah.
See, that's what I was wondering. Like, is it going to be something, like more comedic or something like that, or is it going to be like straight up like horror, like maybe the dark side of the Munsters, because technically they all were still monsters, right?
Yes.
Maybe they'll show their dark side.
Maybe.
I don't know though. You know what I mean?
I'm excited.
I am too. Like, I think it like I said, if Rob Zombie's attached to it, it's going to be good. I mean, I really liked his revisioning of the Halloween movies. And I mean, they're way more visceral and way more gory, way more fucked up, but I mean, way more fun to watch than the original. So
this is true. And it's very difficult for me to stomach. Yes.
But you don't like horror movies in general.
I fucking hate horror movies.
Yeah. So we talked about this last week, and it's something I wanted to bring up, and that's actually a perfect fucking transition.
Yeah.
Maybe not perfect. Anyways, I love horror movies. Like, so much to the point where, like, I've watched more than one, like, 5-hour long documentary about, like, A Nightmare on Elm Street. I watched a documentary. Actually, I think there's one out that I haven't watched yet. About Friday the 13th. I love it. Love it. There's also I can't remember. It's called In Search of Darkness. It's like a 4-hour documentary that Chris Jericho at least had his hands in the second part about. It's all about 80s horror movies. And it's
Le Champion Chris Jericho
yes.
we're talking about.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And it's the first one is really good, mind you. That's if you have 4 hours to sit down and watch it. It's literally like 3 hours and 57 minutes or something like that. And I watched it. Yeah, it's really good. I mean, if you got nothing to do on it, like I watched it in the middle of winter when you weren't gonna go outside anyways. So it's like, and it was cold, but yeah, I just sat and watched it. And just, yeah.
You're trapped indoors under 4 feet of snow, nowhere to go, and you're like, I'm gonna sit down and watch 4 hours of how to make a horror movie or something.
Well, it's more about like the history of the horror movies, like it's just, and like, dude, like a lot of big actors and actresses got their start in horror movies.
I know.
Yeah. So I mean, like you can't to me it's a great genre. Like, and there's something to be said about scaring the shit out of people too, right? Like
nope, can't do it. I just can't do it.
Like, okay, so what would be the last horror movie you watched? Because you must have watched some to get to that point where you don't like them. Like, you must have had some interaction with them.
What was the last horror movie I saw? Without giving it too much thought, Final Destination in the theater. That is it.
Wow. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that movie. I actually enjoyed that movie.
No, it was a great movie, and it was a date movie, and I thought like it was like the premise, or at least the concept of it was, take a date to a horror movie, and she'll cling to you and come to you for support and protection. No, it was the other way around. I was clinging to her. I was burying my face into her shoulder because I just could not stand it.
I mean, but it's Final Destination. It's not even that scary. Like,
it's a thriller.
Yeah. Like, I think the movie that sticks out to me that scared me the most, it's not scary anymore. Candyman. I saw it when it came out. Like, I didn't see it in the theaters because one of my friends rented it and we watched it. And there's some scenes in that movie that I can't watch again. Like, it fucked me up. And I love horror movies. So, like, when they announce that they're making a new one, I want to say it's like, is it Jamie Foxx? Maybe? And like, I'd have to double check that, but they're remaking it. And I'll probably watch it, but man, there are some scenes of that fucking movie that just like.
Wait, was it Jamie Foxx, or was it like one of the Key and Peele guys?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Regardless, I'll watch it just because like it's good.
I don't know if you have the chat up, but it says Kit Kat says, ever since I had crotch goblins, I can't watch horror movies. You know what? Ever since I was a child, I couldn't watch horror movies. Like there'd be times when I was dating and living with a girlfriend. Her and a couple of her girlfriends would come over, and they would usurp my TV because I have a giant 55-inch plasma and a beautiful entertainment center. They would we're watching horror movies. Like, great, I'll hide in the bedroom for the 2 hours. I can't do it. I just cannot do it. I can do some thrillers. Like, I watched the original TV series, The Stand, and I loved it. Like, I could not get enough of it. As well as the other Stephen King series, the Landoliers.
Okay, I haven't watched that. I think I've read it though.
Like, that was a great thriller. I could watch that.
So
slash and horror and gore and scary shut and jump scares and stuff like that. I can't do it. The Saw movies, that was
that wasn't scary. That's just gore, straight up.
Yeah,
let's just mutilate a bunch of people. That's some of them were good, but it's just like when you get to like part 14, it's like, come on, fucking finish your story. You know, like that horse is long dead, and you're beating the shit out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Right. The horses have already been through the blender.
Yeah, it's already in glue bottles. Yeah, it's just
exactly. Yeah.
Going back, just to jump back there for a minute. You said like the miniseries for The Stand.
The first one.
The first one, yeah.
Yeah.
I've watched it recently because I mean The Stand is like one of my favorite books of all time. Mm-hmm. Like by far. Like it's I've read it. It's probably number 2 in my favorite books. My first being the Dark Tower series, which I just call one book, but whatever. But second is The Stand. And third would be it. But rewatching the 1990 miniseries of The Stand is in today's day, it's so bad. Oh, it's so bad. I mean, there's some big names in that too. Like Gary Sinise is in that, and Rob Lowe. What the hell is his other name? Oh, what's her name? Molly Ringwald is in it.
Yeah. I remember that.
The new version of The Stand, like the new miniseries that's out on Amazon right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's good, but it's missing something. It's missing a large piece of something. It's just, and I think I don't want to give away too much about it, but like in the book, like the first third of the book is pretty much telling you the backstory of everybody, like every character. So we're talking like 300 or 400 pages before anybody really kicks it.
Right.
Okay. They cut all of that out.
Why?
Well, and then they show it kind of in flashbacks later on. So I mean, it's they kind of cover it, but to me, it's a little silly the way that they did it. But I mean, it was a good watch.
Return of the Living Dead is, I think, the most recent horror movie I saw. But that's Gonzo horror movie. That's B film, B roll. Here's the one attractive woman who gets killed off real quick in the beginning.
Yeah.
As soon as she gets naked.
Yeah.
Horror movie, right? And that was with a couple of friends, and we were having a laugh. But at the same time, I had issues.
Yeah, like anxiety. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
I actually watched Army of the Dead the other day. It's the new one with Dave Bautista in it. It's on Netflix.
Oh,
on Netflix.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wouldn't call that a horror movie either. It's just it's a zombie movie, and it was good. Like, I mean, there's gore and shit, but like that, like when I'm on a day off and I'm just chilling around the house, I'm like, I'll put on a horror movie in the background while I'm like on my phone or like playing a video game on my Switch or something.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, like I had Friday the 13th Part 8 on the other day. Jason Takes Manhattan. I had
oh god,
and then I watched
classic.
Then I watched Part 9 after it, like Jason Goes to Hell. I had one of the Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street movies on the other day. It's just I grew up on that stuff. So like back in like we talked about this before, like back in the day we had a pirated satellite dish and we had all the pay-per-view movies. So like whatever like a brand new movie came out, like a horror movie, like we watched it and recorded it and watched it over and over and over again because it's just what we did. I fucking love horror movies, man. Like I used to have like a Night of the Living Dead poster in my house, like with the well, I guess if you've never seen it, but there's a little girl that, that gets turned into a zombie and then kills a bunch of people. And it's awesome. It's fucking awesome.
So Kit Kat is active in the chat saying Red Rose from Stephen King. I love Red Rose from Stephen King.
Rose Matter?
I don't know. Evil Dead movies. I named my oldest dog Ash. This is my boomstick.
Yeah.
Evil Dead, the entire Evil Dead series and the Army of Darkness series. Yeah. I love that. Like that's not horror to me. That's action.
Slapstick.
That's slapstick action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bruce Campbell's a fucking treasure, right? Like
I heard.
I can't see him playing another role. You know what I mean? Like
not even the one who helped Spider-Man become Spider-Man.
Which Sam Raimi Spider-Man was that?
That was the absolute first.
Was he in that one? I don't remember.
Yes. So, yes, he was. And here's the thing: you can always tell whenever there's a Sam Raimi movie, is because the exact same car shows up in every Sam Raimi movie.
Really? What kind of car is
The
it?
exact same one. It's the one that Ash takes to medieval times. It's the one that Uncle Ben gets shot in Spider-Man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
exact same car. It's not a copy. It's the exact same
It's
fucking
the car, yeah.
It's the car. It's called the Classic. And I read Bruce Campbell autobiography.
Yeah.
And it's like Sam Raimi makes it. That is his trademark. That is his keystone. Is that car has to be in every movie in some way, shape, or form.
That's awesome though. You know, like, I mean, that scene when he shows up in Army of Darkness, he's like, "This is my boomstick." That's just fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, no.
And then him
Great.
fighting the skeletons later in the movie, and like, spoiler alert, but you know, like, honestly, if you haven't seen Army of Darkness by now, it's been out for like just about 30 years. You can suck it up a little bit. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But no, back to the horror movies. I just can't. So I can blame it on my upbringing. I can blame it on my overactive imagination. I can
blame it on the rain.
When it's fallen. Whatever the case may be, if I watch a horror movie, like a legitimate horror movie, not just jump scares, but a horror movie,
yeah,
I will have nightmares. I will have issues going to sleep. I will want to sleep with the lights on. Like it is that bad.
That's awesome. I mean, that's just it's funny to me, you know, like it's just I guess it's funny to me because like I have such a weird relationship with horror movies. So
well, I mean, it's personal preference, right?
Yeah.
Like my brother, who's 2 years younger than me, loves horror movies. Absolutely loves them.
Yeah.
Right. And he could have it on in the background and doesn't even bother him at all. Whereas me,
the screaming is just ambient noises, right? You know, it blocks out some of the screaming in my head.
But for me, like that time where my girlfriend and a few of her friends came over to watch a horror movie, I was literally in the bedroom, headphones on, watching like Voltron on fucking Netflix,
watching fucking like My Little Pony or something, just
whatever.
Something
I don't care
to counteract the screaming.
Exactly.
Hey man,
right?
like I don't judge anybody. Like if it's not your thing, it's like I do like to poke fun a little bit, just because like that's my nature. But like if you don't like horror movies, you don't like it. It's just like they're my thing, and I enjoy them. I don't expect everybody to enjoy, you know, watching people impaled on spikes and shit like that. I mean, I do. I would never do it to somebody, but I like watching it on TV. It's kind of fun sometimes.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah. And as for like the Saw series, I think the first movie was okay. But
the reveal at the end of the first Saw movie was pretty fucking epic. Like like for the time, like the way that they twisted it, it's like, yeah, that's different. But it's like in the 8 movies afterwards, it's like, come on, guys. Like,
no, the 8 movies afterward was just cha-ching. That's all it was.
Yeah. But I mean, they released one, like they're releasing another one, I think.
It's called Jigsaw, is it not?
Or is that one out already? I don't remember.
See, that's how bad it is.
Yeah.
You know? Like you can go like, oh, I remember Back to the Future 1, 2, 3. I remember this scene. It was in Back to the Future 2. When it comes to other series where it's just rifling them out, like Fast and the Furious, like there was a car chase and Vin Diesel. You want to be more specific?
Yeah. He looked menacingly at the camera, and then
exactly.
We're gonna drive fast.
And then they did something that broke physics, like in Saw 7. You know, someone who ultimately had it coming to them got it. You know, like
exactly. Yeah, but it's what it is. You know, like I really just I hope they stop making the Fast and Furious movies now.
They won't.
Because like they're on number 9, then it's coming out this year. It's like, come on, like fucking.
They're under contract until 12.
Come on.
I'm not joking. They're under contract until 12. The only reason why The Rock and Jason Statham are not in 9, or maybe they are, we don't know yet, it could be a surprise entry, was because of the fact that Vin Diesel got pissed off at Hobbs and Shaw. Because how dare you spin off of our franchise and our family without including us. This is not a Fast and Furious movie. So anyway, just yeah.
Sounds like rich people fighting over fucking nothing. Shut up. Like, fucking just shut up.
So anyway, no, they're under, as far as I understand, they're under contract until 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I quit watching.
I started to understand mass murder. I started to understand the mass murder who go after the teenagers and kills them all. I get that now that I have a teen. LOL.
I get it.
I suppose.
I mean, if that's your thing, right?
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
I can't. I just can't. I can't do it.
It's fine. You don't have to.
I can watch some of the classic stuff. I watched the original Blob. That was hilarious.
Okay, yeah, like the creature features from like the 50s and 60s.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I can't watch those because I just can't.
It's not enough.
You know, there's not enough gore and death in them.
But I can't do it. Horror movies, nope, can't do it.
That's fair. I mean, again, it is what it is.
Don't judge me.
Yeah. We're gonna chalk this one up to how about here's something stupid that I'm gonna talk to you about.
Sure.
There was a forest fire in Fort Mac yesterday because of a gender reveal party.
Oh God, why? Jesus.
Like,
doesn't anyone watch the news?
Like, this is like, okay, first off, Fort Mac burnt down, what, 3 years ago? Is it 3 or 4 years ago? It's a while ago.
Yeah.
Like, it's not in the last 2 years.
No.
Like, massive
and it
forest
was bad.
fire. Yeah, it was super bad.
Yeah.
And then these people are going off, like, setting off, like, apparently it is like 10 kilometers out from Fort Mac. It's like, what are you doing? Why? Just like, I guess I don't know because I don't have kids. I don't particularly want kids either. Yeah. That's why I have dogs and grow plants. I don't, but that's a different story. I don't
cosplay.
I don't understand like the pageantry of having to reveal the gender of your child. It's like,
it's the spotlight. It's celebration. It's a party. It's making it as grandiose as possible. It's the reason why a grandmother somewhere in the United States was killed due to shrapnel from an unintentional pipe bomb from a reveal party. It's the reason why a Mexican pilot died during a reveal party. Is because
the forest fires in California that were massive. That killed a whole bunch of people because somebody needed to have this backwards pageantry about, telling everybody the gender of their kids. Figure it out. Quit being stupid.
Wasn't there like someone used like Semtex explosives for something? And
I think that,
or is it thermite?
Not thermite. It's tannerite.
Oh God!
So
like not any better.
Yeah, I mean, so if you don't know what tannerite is, it is a non-explosive substance, but if you hit it with something concussive, like a high-powered rifle, like a bullet from a high-powered rifle, it will explode.
Yeah, like
on its own, it's non-explosive. So, I think that's what happened in Fort Mac too.
Yeah,
it's like, let's do something.
There was it was a couple weeks ago. I shared a quick video off of Twitter it was a gender reveal party that went wrong in all the right ways. So there's this couple and they're standing there with their daughter, and there's a giant black balloon that they're supposed to pop to reveal the gender of their new baby. They give the knife to pop this balloon to the young daughter who's maybe like 4, 5 years old.
Okay, that's smart to begin with.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. So they give the knife to this young girl, and there's a crowd of people, and she goes to pop the balloon, but then she second guesses and she stops because she doesn't want to, whatever, like probably the noise or whatever. And then everyone around her starts bugging her, like, "Come on, do it, pop the balloon, pop the balloon," and she freaks the hell out. So then her mother takes away the knife from her. Then she has a hissy fit. So then Mother of the Year hands the knife back to her, who then the little girl, now with a knife and pissed off, throws the knife at the crowd. And meanwhile, the entire time, the woman who is pregnant, trying to wrangle this entire situation, is holding on to the string of this black balloon. As soon as her 4-year-old, 5-year-old, whatever, throws a knife into the crowd, she lets go of the balloon to punish the girl, and the balloon full of helium flies off.
You know, I think I did see that video, and that's awesome. Everything that happened to those people they asked for, they got exactly 100%. What they deserved.
100%.
Yeah.
Like cut the cake.
Yeah.
It's blue.
Send out a mass text. It's a girl. It's a boy.
Exactly.
Put it on Facebook, whatever. I mean, and have a party anyways if that's what you want to do. But you do like open it, whatever. You know, like just don't start fucking forest fires because you want to be special. It's like just shut up.
Don't kill grandma with a pipe bomb because you want to be special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no, but how bad is it? Like honestly,
it's not horrible, but and they got it under control. But it's just the fact that like how dry it's been out here. I mean, it's getting better, but it's just Jesus Christ, people, like fucking figure your shit out. Anyways, so yeah. So I made a mistake before we did the podcast today.
What's that? What?
So I don't know if we've really talked about this before, but I like growing plants, all sorts of plants, pepper plants. Right. I grow pot. I don't really smoke it, but I like growing it. It's legal here, whatever. I don't care. Yeah. So I had a pepper plant wintering in my house over winter. So I moved it up to an upstairs big window, and I put it there, and I keep watering it, whatever, and it started flowering. This plant is massive. I don't know how. Like it actually grew out of the pot, like at like a 45-degree angle. I don't know how it's even standing on its own. Whatever. I have it propped up. So it started flowering. And then it started producing fruit, so peppers. So
cool.
I'm like, well, I want to see if there's any seeds in these peppers. Like they're tiny, like the size of like your pinky fingernail. It's just but they're mature. That's the problem. Like they didn't get enough light, maybe not enough fertilizer. Doesn't matter. They're small. Okay. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna try this pepper. I'm gonna see what I grew here. So I cut one in half and I take a little sliver of this pepper. I couldn't talk for about 20 minutes. That's how hot it was.
Oops.
Yeah. So it turns out that it's a Carolina Reaper, and
what?
Yeah, I'm growing Carolina Reapers in my house.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Did someone give this to you? Like, hey, it's peppers. And not tell you what the hell it was? Or what?
No, I bought these. I bought these seeds from like a seed farm in North Carolina. They're cheap. They're like $8. I think it's like $15 shipped. And I got 2 big plants. I got a really, really big plant in my basement, like pepper plant. But yeah, so my tongue is still a little bit numb on the top.
God.
But yeah, so I'm gonna make some hot sauce out of it. Maybe because there's only 3 peppers on this one up here. I got to figure out something to do with it. I might put it outside and then overwinter it outside, and see, because they are a perennial. I don't know if people knew this, but yeah, pepper plants are perennials. So
I know that.
Yeah, now you know the rest of the story. But yeah, so words of advice: don't
sample a Carolina Reaper.
Yeah, I mean, and I kind of knew that it was a Reaper because, like, if you ever seen a Carolina Reaper, they got a little tail on them. It looks like a stinger, like a scorpion.
Okay,
and it's like a little point, and these all had it. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna try. But it was good. It was a slow build. And then I started sweating. And it was bad. Then my then I drank some water, and that didn't help. And then I drank some milk,
No,
and that didn't
God,
help.
no.
Yeah. So I just complained about it. Yeah, it was fine.
Jeez.
I could just imagine if I ate like a full one, you know, like
just click.
yeah. I've seen videos of people doing that, and like, what in the fuck is wrong with you? I shouldn't say what in the fuck is wrong with you, because what in the fuck is wrong with me? Because I just did that today, really.
But hey, you live through it. Now you know. You're smarter for it.
I wouldn't say smarter. Because I'll probably
wiser.
I'll probably do it again. At least I'll know what to expect next time.
Yeah, exactly.
But the reason why I cut it open in the first place is because I wanted to see if there's any seeds in it so I could clone it. Not clone it, but I could just grow some more plants off it. But there wasn't. Oh. Mind you, it was little. So is what it is. Yeah. So we were talking earlier in the week about some dumb stuff that we've bought over the years. That we're gonna call this entertainment buyer's remorse.
I love it.
So
I love it.
It's like the dumb shit that we've bought over the years that it's like, why in the fuck did I buy this?
Or bought or paid for the experience.
Yeah. So I'm gonna like the first thing that just popped in my head, and I actually didn't even have this written down, but it reminded me of something like it must have been 8 or 9 years ago. Maybe no, it must have been more than that. Do you remember the movie 10,000 AD? Or BC, 10,000 BC. It was
Jack Black.
Maybe no, that's 1 AD. You're thinking.
Okay.
This was more not caveman like, but it's like at the dawn of human civilization, and it's like all like the start of not society, but like just like tribes and stuff, and trying to survive and hunting.
Okay.
I went to this movie. I'll look up like exactly what it is later, but I go into this movie with a bunch of friends, and I got 10 minutes into it, and I'm like fucking falling asleep. I had the best sleep ever, and I slept through the whole fucking movie. So I kind of regret paying the $15 to go see the movie, get the popcorn and the drinks. So, ends up being $45, but I got a really good sleep out of the deal. So I guess that's not really a remorse. That's more just a bad decision. And my life has been full of them.
10,000 BC, released March 7th, 2008.
Yep.
Stars Stephen Strait, Camilla Bell, and Cliff Curtis. The film was a box office hit, but consistently regarded by professional critics as Emmerich's worst film, as well as one of the worst films of the year.
Oh yeah, I can agree with that like 100% because it was bad. And it's not that it was bad. I mean, I guess I don't know if it was bad or not. All I remember is the first 10 minutes, and then one of my friends slapping me on the arm. It's like, hey, get up. Let's go. Movie's over. What? Oh, cool. I had a good sleep. They might think we went and had beers afterwards.
2 movies. Last Action Hero and Metro.
Last Action Hero is considered, like a really good movie by today's standards now.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the... I mean, I agree with you, but it's...
3 movies. Sorry. Anyway, go ahead.
The, I guess the nostalgia factor of that movie now is probably why people hold it in a higher regard.
Yes.
But it's still dumb as fuck.
Very much so.
Yeah.
So 3 movies. The third one just hit me, and the third one is the worst of the 3. So Last Action Hero, Metro, and Distinguished Gentleman, which is entertaining because 2 of them star Eddie Murphy. So
he's made some bad movies.
Adventures of Pluto Nash.
Norbit, I think.
Oh God.
When he played 17 different characters or some shit.
There's a story behind Norbit. Anyway, so Last Action Hero, I remember going to the movie thinking to myself, I'm going to watch a great Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. No, I watched this surreal meta, whatever, blah, 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 movie life, real life, lesson learned.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. And then Metro and Distinguished Gentleman, both of them starring Eddie Murphy, both of them very poor marketing. And the Metro is basically marketed as it's Axel Foley, but instead of him being from Detroit, he's now in San Francisco. And then we went and watched it, and it's like this. It's not Axel Foley. And it's not the mannerisms of Axel Foley,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like they're still trying to cash in and trying to make this completely different character when it was just like it connected and it didn't, and it was frustrating. I don't even remember how the movie ended. I walked out.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And then finally, Distinguished Gentleman was pitched as a hilarious Eddie Murphy comedy in the political realm, blah, 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 blah. There was like maybe 5 minutes of comedy, of laughter, and the rest of it just fell into this political drag. It was
that's unfortunate.
I that was like the second movie I ever walked out on.
I don't remember if I've ever actually walked out of a movie like specifically, but I know there's movies that I should have.
Yeah,
I just can't think off the top of my head.
Batman versus Robin. No, sorry, Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin. Yeah, that was George Clooney and
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Uma Thurman. Yes.
Was it?
Wasn't it?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I watched like the first 3 Batman movies and I'm like, yeah, okay, I don't care anymore. Mainly because they kept recasting them.
So Val Kilmer fought against the Riddler and Two-Face.
Okay.
George Clooney went against Poison Ivy and Mr. Freeze. Dr. Freeze? Mr. Freeze? Mr. Freeze is a popsicle.
Doctor? I think it's a doctor. Dude, I don't know.
Anyway,
there's too many goddamn Batman movies.
Yeah, but the last 3 were awesome. No, sorry. The 3 in the trilogy with Christian Bale were awesome.
Yeah. Even though Christian Bale is a douchebag, apparently.
Well, I totally forgot about that. Apparently, Bruce Campbell, not exactly the most friendly person.
You know what? Whatever. I mean, I don't have to ever talk to these people. I can enjoy their work.
Not have to.
Well, I mean, I say that now, but you know, who knows what's going to happen?
Exactly.
But, yeah.
So at the very last fucking fight scene of Batman and Robin, where Poison Ivy has Robin in a pool of water and the vines are dragging him down. The very last scene, like the fight scene, Robin comes up for air and then he goes back down under the water. He gets dragged back down underwater and they reversed the tape. So Robin comes up for a breath of air and all the water splashes out and then all the water recedes back in with him.
Oh, man.
I fucking lost it. I was a film student at that time, and I lost it in the theater when I saw that.
Like laughing lost it?
Yeah.
Or yeah. What else can you do? Because that's just so bad.
And it was at the end of the movie too. It's not like I could walk out then and be like, I want my money back. Like, no, there's like 10 minutes left. So yeah.
It's probably like they ran out of an editing budget or something.
100%. 100%. They fucking reversed the tape. And if you go back and you watch, it just whatever. Borrow it from a friend who has like it on a collection because
it's probably on YouTube.
Oh, most likely, yeah. But yeah, go back and watch it. The fight scene between Robin and Poison Ivy, and Robin's underneath the water. He comes up for air, and then you watch everything just goes back down underwater. They just fucking reverse the tape. I couldn't believe it.
That's fucking terrible. I mean, oh well. I'm trying to think of other bad movies that I regret owning or watching, but nothing's coming to the top of my head. I mean, I don't watch a ton of movies in the theater, mainly just because it's not my thing.
Right.
Some stuff I'll go see, but I only tend to go see stuff that I'm really into. So, I will say I do have a bunch of video games that I regret buying or regret paying full price for.
I have one video game I regret paying full price for, and it actually launched me into a different form of media production.
Which one's that?
WrestleMania X8. Or was it WrestleMania 19? I can't remember. I'm not even sure. I might even have it just for sentimental purposes, but it was a WrestleMania game. It came out when the Xbox original was on.
Okay.
Let me look it up here. And it was crap straight out of the gate. WrestleMania Xbox game. Oh, there it was. WrestleMania 21. That's the one.
Okay.
So I was looking forward to getting this game, and this is the first time I have ever, like, WrestleMania games coming out, wrestling games coming out. I just, like, paid full price, pre-ordered the damn thing, didn't look at any reviews. I just wanted it right away.
Yeah.
I was there. I got it. I brought it home. I played it for about 15 minutes and was pulling my hair out.
Yep.
Over many different issues. One of the big ones being nowhere in the instruction manual did it show you how to block.
That sounds
nowhere.
There was a wrestling game for the original PlayStation that probably came out around the same time. I think it was called WWF Attitude or something, and you couldn't block. It's not like you could block, but you couldn't. It was weird, and like to do any moves, it was like a finishing move. Like, so it was like you had to put in this like weird fucking like button combination to do anything. It's like,
I have it.
It's terrible. You know what? You should play that and stream that, because it is fucking. Oh, it's a fucking treat. Well, I mean, it's something, but wow.
So WrestleMania 21. Like, keep in mind, I paid full price. 15 minutes into the game, I had figured out that there was no instruction or cue or anything like that to block any sort of strike, any sort of grapple, nothing at all. On top of that, there was supposed to be a online option, which was not available, not even listed in the menu.
Oh.
Yeah. And the create a character, which went into a storyline, the create a character was so limited, you couldn't even choose a voice or gender. You had to pick between 3 different body types, and that was it. There was no customization beyond that. And your character was an absolute utter douchebag. There was no, like, you couldn't choose a side. You couldn't make any options as to, like, I want to go work with this person or this person. No, you were a douchebag.
Well, that was the WWF in the early 2000s. They were all fucking douchebags.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah.
It got to the point. It got to the point, like, again, I've only owned this thing for fucking 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I called up, like, I searched online, called the direct American distributor number for this fucking video game, and said, "Hi, I just bought your game, and I just have one question. How do you block?" And the guy goes, You're calling us for this?" I said, yeah. Nowhere in your instruction manual or even on the guide that is on this game does it show me where to block. And he goes, "Oh, well, a little yellow icon should show up above your character, and that should give you the indication to hit the Y button." Like, you couldn't have put that in the instruction manual?
No, apparently that extra ink to put that shit in there is really expensive.
I took the game back that day.
I don't blame you at all. So one of my biggest regrets of game buying was, remember a couple years ago, the South Park Fractured Butthole game?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not that I regret buying the game. I regret paying as much as I did. So I pre-ordered it on Steam, and what the fuck did it cost me? Like $130, because I got the full meal deal, right? Like, you got the game and all the DLC and all the extra add-ons. And you know what? I played through it once, and the story was okay. But it's like, I tried playing it again afterwards, and it's like, this is shit. It is. Like, it let me rephrase. It's not that the game is shit. It's just that it has no replayability about it. So I'm a big fan of playing games over and over again. I just, because I like the original Final Fantasy VII. I played that game like 35 times.
Yeah.
That game has no replayability to it. I mean, you can play as a different class of character and you can do different things, but like to me, there's something lost. Where the original South Park game, not the original, but like the South Park Stick of Truth, I could play that over and over again because it's got a great story. The game mechanics are good. You know, the graphics are, well, I mean, it's South Park, but like there's lots of stuff you can do in that game. There's more to do in the Fractured Butthole, but it's so fucking weird and just the controls are different. It's just all they had to do was take a new story and put it into the Stick of Truth, and I would have been fucking happy, but they didn't. So
some DLC for the Stick of Truth, and you would have been happy.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, reskin it. You know, do a few graphics upgrades. Don't change the fighting style. But they did. They completely redid the fighting scheme.
Yeah,
but whatever. So another game series that it's not that I regret buying. Again, it's just one that I don't play. And I thought that when I bought it, I actually would. And I'm gonna get shit on for this one. It's the Master Chief Collection, the Halo Master Chief Collection. Okay. I bought it. A year ago, maybe 2. It was on. I didn't even know if it was on sale. It was like $50 on Steam. Like, yeah, you know what? I did like the first Halo. You know, it was a good game. Oh, yeah. I played it for like 20 minutes, if that.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'll tell you right now. 64 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just over an hour. Well,
Yeah.
So just under an hour if you count if you remove credit sequence and setup.
Yeah. So, I mean, and actually the last time I played it was July 15th of last year. I think I probably am like, that was when they were. Oh no. Sorry, I hit the wrong button.
What happened?
I hit my Steam Big Picture button, so there's gonna be a loud noise there. There you go, folks. Don't use Steam when you're trying to do a stream. No. Yeah, and now whatever I was talking about is gone. Whatever, it's all fine. Yeah, again, it's not that
Chief Collection.
Yeah, it's not that I regret buying it. It's
Yeah.
just that I don't put enough time into it.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, maybe someday I'll play it again. But you know, like after playing like newer first person shooters, you get spoiled with some stuff. You know, better controls, better whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just like, well, is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 4.
Really?
Give me a protagonist I couldn't care less about.
Nico.
All the vehicles.
Hey, cousin, you want to go bowling? It's like, no, fuck off. Leave me alone. Quit phoning me
I
every
want to
20
go
minutes.
rob that bank.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, give me a character I don't give a fuck about. A bunch of cars that are nothing more than floating bricks on ice when they control.
The driving was so bad in that game.
Yeah.
And the license plate on every car was the same.
I did not see that.
Yeah, every vehicle had the license plate that said Liberty City on it. It's terrible.
Terrible.
The map was garbage.
Oh God, yeah.
Like,
Jesus,
I mean,
there was no room to breathe.
Yeah, I mean, and I get what they were trying to do with it because, like, you know, you're in New York and it is congested. I mean, it's Liberty City, but it's New York.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it's like let me move. Like, give me some sort of open field, or you know, like, you know, where I can take a car to high speed, you know, without getting into traffic.
Yeah. But like it was a lesson learned for them too, because they just went from GTA 3, Vice City,
Yep,
San Andreas, and then Grand Theft Auto 4.
No, there was 2 more in there.
What?
There was Vice City stories and Liberty City stories. But technically, and they were but like you're talking about like the PS2 generation into the PS3 generation.
Yes. But like there was a lesson learned there, because they had this like just going from San Andreas to GTA 4. They went from this giant map with plenty of room to play to something that was very restricted in the city, and they went from a very colorful and open-ended and just a character you could almost customize with CJ to someone who was very locked down and very dark story driven with Nico Bellic. And the public reacted and went like, what, this is boring.
I mean, I do get what they were trying to do, you know, yes, and you got to think that it's their first
failure.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't even call it a failure, because I mean, like, a ton of people still played it and liked it. Not that I overly liked it, but it was a first big 3D game on that system, right? You know, like, so of course there's gonna be, you know, shit, like, especially with the driving being shit like that. But I mean, that came out in what, 07? I'm gonna say.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, but look at what came out like right after it, and look at how good that game was. It was Red Dead, like the first Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
Probably still one of my favorite games of all time. Like the first Red Dead, not Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2 is great, but the first Red Dead Redemption is you can't beat the story of that game. You can't. It's that good. But
musically, Entertainment Buyer's Remorse. 2 albums immediately come to mind, and people are probably going to jump on me for it because one of them is from Godsmack and the other one's from Metallica.
Hot take, I guess. We'll see, we'll see where this goes.
Godsmack, the album is 1,000 horsepower.
Terrible.
And
terrible. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so bad.
It is. Okay, so to me, there's 2 issues with this album. One, it is as if Godsmack phoned it in. And 2, audio-wise, it falls flat. Like, I can listen to, I'm looking at my playlist right now, and I can listen to other Godsmack songs, Bulletproof, Voodoo, Awake. And like those things, like they hit me audio wise, right? They hit me right in the earballs, and they wake me up. And then I listened to 4 songs off of 1,000 horsepower, which I have lined up, Locked and Loaded, Something Different, FML, and 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah, gotcha.
And the audio mix, it falls flat.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the first time I bought the album the day it was released, and I threw it into my CD player in my car. I had a 1988 Cutlass Supreme, and I had a big
like a G body, or like the front wheel drive one. Like, was it front wheel drive or?
This was front wheel.
Oh, okay, yeah.
My 1983 Cutlass was G body.
A G body, yeah.
Yeah.
My first car was an '85 Buick Regal G body. Anyways, we'll talk about that. We'll save that for another time.
Yeah. Anyway,
next episode will be episodes about our first cars. How about that?
God, yeah, I'll talk all day.
Yeah. I'm making a note of that right now.
I threw the CD into my CD player. Like the car wasn't exactly in the best condition, but I mean, I worked on it and it ran. But the stereo, because my wife demanded there be the subwoofer. I wonder why. She wanted the seats to go boom.
Yeah.
I threw this in, and I was like, there's something wrong with the sub. Like, I'm not feeling this. Like, it's not like I should be shaking the car. It wasn't that drastic, but it fell flat, and the mix fell flat. Which is the exact same reason why I had an issue with one of the Metallica albums, Saint Anger. It sounded like Lars was playing on trash cans in a basement cellar.
The snare in Saint Anger is famously bad. Like so famous like that there has been music producers that have gone in and fixed it. And there's videos on YouTube where somebody had a normal sounding snare in Saint Anger. Mind you, that whole album is terrible. And I'm a huge Metallica fan. Like, I've seen them 6 times. I'm just gonna look at the track listing here because now I'm curious to see what I can't remember what's on it. Albums, no, there we go. It's all bad. It's all like every song on that album is bad.
Like like they just like Metallica just came off of
Load
and Reload, right?
Which are not metal albums; they are hard rock albums that are two very different things.
Yeah, no, like I would even call them hard blues.
Yeah, that'd be an apt description. Yeah.
Yes. They just came off of Load and Reload, and they also just lost their bassist because they were too fucking childish to let him go off and still be a part of Metallica, but also work on his own projects. And so creative differences caused them to have bring in a brand new bassist. Names escape me, but
Jason Newsted was the one that left, and Robert Trujillo. I can't pronounce his last name. Trujillo.
Yes,
and he was the original bassist for Suicidal Tendencies, or maybe not the original, but he was a bassist in Suicidal Tendencies.
Yeah, but like talented, like immensely talented, right?
Yeah.
But then to go through all this and then to release Saint Anger and like were they on fucking methadone or something like that when they were recording it and then listened back to it and went good enough and then fucking walked out? Like that's not the type of grandstand or presentation or even just like entrance that you want to have when he just added a new member to your group.
Yeah. I think part of it was like back before, like when James Hetfield was drunk all the time and on whatever else. I mean, who knows? I mean, I've never really heard. His opinion obviously carries the most clout since, you know, he's co-writer on every song, lyricist. I mean, like I would say that he probably has final say, and like it was a weird time for probably everybody in that band, right? You know, like you're doing it differently, and you're using like Bob Rock is playing bass, so I mean you're not playing with a full real band, right? So
yeah,
to me that's why I think that album flopped. He made a bunch of bad decisions, and Bob Rock didn't have the balls to tell James Hetfield, no, this sounds like shit. That to me, that's what it would boil down to.
Yeah, I would. You got to provide a link or whatever to the people who fixed the album, because I'd be interested to see and hear that.
Yeah, I'll put it up on the Facebook page, which you can go and like and follow that if you so please, and also our Twitter, which is Lost Signals Pod. Also, side note, I did a bunch of work to the website today, so now you can find all of our episodes up on lostsignals.ca. There's a tab at the top under episodes, and I linked every one of our YouTube videos up there, and also you can still listen to it on Spotify and Anchor and Google Play and whatever. Sorry, I cut you off there and I started rambling. I'm good at that. Totally fine. Yeah.
I know my place. It's fine. That should be a lesson for anyone out there. Like, you can have the most talented people in the studio to record some of the most incredible music, but if it doesn't come out right, if it's not mic'd up properly, if it's not mixed properly, it will sound like shit.
Yeah.
Like people, like Metallica fans, like have shit on Metallica for years.
Yeah.
And that was way before Saint Anger. It was when they released the Black Album back in 1991.
91. It was actually, I think, the same week that Nevermind by Nirvana got released.
Yeah. Right?
Or right around the same time, anyways.
So, like, people had like been shitting on Metallica ever since. And it's like, oh, that's when they lost my respect, and that's when they lost all their fans. Like, no, Metallica just grew to a giant behemoth of a rock band, and they are icons around the world. And yeah, they sold out. They invested a lot of money into that album because they were deliberately trying to make it from the niche and the concerts to mainstream. That was the entire point of the Black Album. But
there's some really great songs on the Black Album.
I love the Black Album.
It's still not my favorite album. Master of Puppets or Ride the Lightning are, but
Kill 'Em All as well.
Yeah, Kill 'Em All is great. I mean, the bass solo, like Anesthesia on there. But I forgot where I was going with that. And
the point I was trying to make was that, like, Metallica still had a lot of fans, but even still, like, all those Metallica fans, including myself, when it came to Saint Anger, it was just like, what happened?
Yeah.
you bring in this You bring in this new bassist, and then Lars is just like playing on 5-gallon drums.
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
That was bad. It was bad. And
Yeah.
oh well. The only album that I actually like, I thought about this for a little bit, and it's the only thing that really came to mind. Like, there's obviously bad albums out there that I've spent money on, but the only one that really comes to my mind, and this is old, and this is actually kind of back to what we were talking about last week with the Columbia House thing.
Yeah.
There was one CD that came in that thing, and it was a Kiss cover compilation called "Kiss My Ass." It came, I want to say it came out like 94, 95, probably around there. And I knew, like, at the time, like, I knew some Kiss songs, and I'm not a big Kiss fan at all. But I had to fill out some of these, those spots, like, to get those 7 free or whatever the fuck it was at the time. Yeah. And so I got this album, and I put it in, and listening to it, it's like, this is garbage. This is like literal trash. Like, I've never heard an album like that sounded that bad. Like, and it was big names doing like weird covers of Kiss songs. And I don't like Kiss to begin with, really.
Right.
But I'm just trying to fill out those numbers, and it's like, what in the fuck is this? Like, who would want to listen to this? But the amount of marketing that they put behind that album, like, I seem to remember, and it might even be Last Action Hero, that there is a Kiss My Ass poster in that movie, like to market that album, or it was in like Empire Records or something. But like they paid money to put this in that movie, but it was so fucking bad. Like I think I threw it out. Like, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Oh God.
Yeah. I mean, again, too, like, I've bought dumb CDs over the years. Like, I remember buying like the Bulworth soundtrack. I bought it for one song.
I remember. I can instantly picture the cover of that soundtrack.
It's Ghetto Superstar was on it.
Right.
So I bought that CD back in the day. But then there actually ended up being like better songs on the album. Yeah. But like, I bought Puff Daddy's No Way Out. I have no reason to listen to that. Like,
I bought the Insane Clown Posse, the Grand Malenko.
Yeah, that's terrible. You should
terrible, but
you shouldn't tell people that you own that.
Yeah. That was a Great Malenko or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And like that, I don't know what drew me to that, but I was like, give it a shot. Entertaining album to say the least, and entertaining is in like,
yeah. I remember listening to some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, how about we hop into our recurring segment here? What are you spinning?
Sure.
I've had a little bit of a weird week, just some ups and downs and whatever. Today, and actually this goes back to in a way, buyer's remorse. So I was listening to Silverstein's A Shipwreck in the Sand this morning. If you're unfamiliar with the band,
very,
you have very good reason to be unfamiliar with it. They're like they're like I want to call it like a screamo pop punk, like kind of along the same vein as like Alexis on Fire, but like not as good.
Okay.
So what they did in like 2008 or 2009, they came out with this concept album where the whole album just tells a story. Call it like a rock opera. Like this is after like the like American Idiot, where the whole album tells a story. This is the same thing. I love the album. Like listening to it on like MP3 or, on Spotify or whatever, like, or on CD, whatever. I owned it back in the day. I bought it on vinyl quite a while ago. And so I'm listening to it this morning, and it's like, it's buyer's remorse because the pressing is shit. I love the album.
Oh no.
But it sounds like garbage. Like, it's super quiet. It wasn't mixed right. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't pressed right. But regardless, I love the album. This version of it is shit. It's cool, but whatever. So I'll add a song from A Shipwreck in the Sand to the old Spotify playlist, which I'll share on both Facebook and Twitter. And I'll put a link to it on the website too. I might as well.
So I'll share it somewhere.
I'll share it someplace. You just got to go out there and find it. Actually, if you just search Lost Signals podcast on Spotify, it'll come up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Spotify, you can create a playlist, and then you can actually have the option of like going through like what the algorithm has selected for you, like your weekly sample or whatever. And every once in a while, I'll dive into that. Like, playing off my own playlist every once in a while is fine, right?
Yeah.
But every once, it'll be like, hey, how about this? And how about this?
Yep.
A great song was suggested to me called Graveyard Shift by Battle Tapes. And it's got a cool blues, like a hard bass rhythm to it that just flows and it holds the entire song together. And like, I'd never even heard of the band before.
What was the name of the band? Sorry.
Great. Battle Tapes.
Battle Tapes. Interesting.
Yes. The song's called Graveyard Shift. And like, I loved it. I loved it so much. Like, I instantly threw it onto my liked songs and into my phone. And
nice.
Like, my current liked songs playlist is 200 songs deep. So it's like,
yeah, I'm at
finding
325.
Yeah, finding something else to add to it is just kind of cool.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, like I said, Spotify will throw a bone and say like, "Hey, how about this?" And go, I don't hate this.
Yeah. Also, this morning, while doing some other work, I was listening to Incubus's Morning View.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember exactly what's on that album now. Now I gotta look. Nice to Know You is on it. Wish You Were Here. Are You In? Actually, side 4 is probably the best. Are You In? Under My Umbrella, and Aqueous Transmission. It's a great chill album. I mean, Wish You Were Here is a little heavier, but no, it's super good. Super good.
Yeah.
And I got one more. Yeah.
Sure.
And I was listening. I picked this one up off of Sirius XM, that chill channel, and it is 53 that we talked about.
Okay.
There's a song called "Bad Dream" by Cannons. It's super chilled out, and it's really good, and it's really well done, and it's good driving music if you're just want to hang out and yeah. Like, I'll add it onto the Spotify playlist there, and you guys can have a listen.
My last one is a little while ago. I told you, like, I have completely, utterly missed the boat on Ghost.
Yeah.
Love their stuff. My God. And then watching a couple of their music videos,
they're so weird.
Ghost. It's so weird.
So
like, Ghost, the band, is such an enigma. They have incredible music, and they incorporate some wicked talent and skills and riffs. And there's like an electric guitar or keytar in a couple of these songs, and like, holy Christ. But at the same time, like, it's just so, I love it so much. Off of their an album, sorry, fucking ads in the way here. The song's called He Is. And they tend to play a little bit into the religious realm, but at the same time, like, they don't take it seriously at all.
Yeah.
And the song He Is by Ghost is something that I could listen to too many times, and so much so that I have found like remixes and dance covers of it. But He Is by Ghost is a great song.
Nice. Well, I will add that onto our ongoing Spotify playlist there.
Meliora is the album. Meliora.
I should just be able to find it by the name.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a good spot. That's a good spot to end it. We actually went a little bit longer than we normally do, but that's okay too. A little bit of extra content. Yeah, it flowed good today. And you were here the whole time today. You didn't. Actually, about 25 minutes ago, you kind of glitched out for a second. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. Fucking round 2 of JD. JD's fucking reappearing act. But no, you stick around. I'm happy, bro.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Yay! Yeah. I'm happy too. I'm glad to be here too.
You're excited. Feel these nipples. Anyways, this has been episode 13 of Lost Signals. My name is Darrell.
I'm JD.
We'll see you out there, guys. Have a good one.
Take care.